Hey kiddos, I'm glad you have Miss Sherman for your teacher. You are blessed. And then thinking about light years, uh, I love the concept of light years. And you think how fast we drive on the highways, your parents, hopefully not you yet, like 70 miles an hour. That's pretty fast. And it takes you a while to get to New York City or whatever, but light goes extremely fast. I mean, shouldn't drive that fast, believe me. So 186,000 miles. Imagine if you drove 186 miles per hour. You would get a ticket. You'd be in trouble. I don't think you'd do very well on the road, but light travels not that fast in an hour, but every second. Light travels 186,000 miles. A lot of math you could do, but don't worry. So, the Earth, if you've seen a globe, the equator is 25,000 miles to go all the way around the world. All right, so think how long it would take to do that if you were flying or boat or whatever. But light, if it was going to go around the equator, how long would that take? It could do it, light could travel around the equator 7 times in a second. So by the time you, there it is, snap your finger, light would have gone all the way around the Earth 7 times. That's really fast. So let's think about the moon. How long does it take? Well, it took the astronauts, 4 days to fly there and land, and you weren't born yet, but it was amazing. So light gets there every second. If you wanted to travel to the moon at the speed of light, boom, you'd be there. And then, now say, it's not a good idea, but if you wanted to travel to the sun, yeah, don't do it. But light from the sun takes 8 minutes to get to the Earth at the speed of light. And that's a long way. So 8 minutes. So when you're out getting sun, those rays that come your way came 8 minutes ago. It was 8 minutes ago on the sun, and then it reaches you here to make you nice and brown or whatever. And so then we think about the stars. At that speed, I mean, we look up and we see the stars, and we know they're a long way away, but they use light years to measure that because it's just so huge. You can't talk about feet or miles or anything. So a light year. So the amount of distance the light travels in a whole year, not just a second or a minute or an hour. So the math would be, let me think. So a second, 186,000 miles per second. You'd have to multiply that times 60 to get minutes. 60 to get hours, and then times 24, and then times 365 days. It's incredible. In fact, it comes to about 6 trillion miles in 1 light year. So that's why they can talk about great distances in astronomy. So a light year, like the next star. So the next star, if we want to go beyond the planets to the first star we come to, it would take almost 4.5 of those light years. Going that fast for that long, that's still a long distance, but that's the closest star. I read that when we look up at the sky at night without a binoculars or telescope, we can see stars that are within 5,000 light years of us. And those are the close ones. Imagine with your binoculars or the big telescopes they have. So light year is really handy to measure these huge distances. And the Milky Way galaxy that we're a part of, how wide is that? Well, it's 100,000 light years across, and we're just a little speck, right? If you can see a picture of where we are, but it's tiny. So 100,000, and to get to the next galaxy, which is called Andromeda, it would take 2.5 million of those light years, which are each 6 trillion miles. So now that your minds are blown, your little minds hopefully will just wonder at it all as you grow and learn, and just be blown away by how big the universe is, how small we are, and yet then you can go on the small end on the little microscopes, and same idea of how small things are. Then you can feel big because you're big compared to those little amoebas and things. But anyway, that's what a light year is, and hopefully it'll be helpful. And be good to your teacher. She's good to you. Take care.